Wait, what is this? President Biden? Biden?
Here's some historical context. 50 years ago, ranchers got over 60 cents for every dollar a family spent on beef. Today, they get about 39 cents. 50 years ago, hog farmers got 40 to 50 cents for each dollar they spent. Today, it's about 19 cents. And the big companies are making massive profits. While their profits go up, the prices you see at the grocery stores go up commensurate.
I need to go
The
touch
prices
some
farmers
grass.
receive for the products they are bringing to market go down. This reflects the market being distorted by lack of competition.
This is 100% correct, by the way. He's not wrong about this. We covered this story, even though vegans that make up 4% of the audience were upset about it. But even when we covered it, there is a severe monopolization in, or there's a centralization of power within the poultry and meat industry in general, where the people that actually end up buying, like the buyers are, the buyers markets basically have become monopolized. Like very few people that can engage in price leadership get to dictate how little they can pay for the farmers that are, raising the cows and shit.
Can't believe America.
He's completely right about that, for sure.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. Capitalism without competition isn't capitalism, it's exploitation.
Oh yeah, guys. That's not real capitalism, dude. When you're like when you hit him with that's not real capitalism. Real capitalism hasn't been tried. I love that we make people loved making that joke against like fucking theory nerds and shit. Okay. But also that is real capitalism. Capitalism.
Thanks for all
capitalism without any sort of fucking government restriction is still real capitalism. That's for capital owners utilizing the government and engaging in rent-seeking behavior and monopolizing every sector is just using, still doing exactly what capital owners would like to do, which is to increase the profit motive. Why the fuck would they not do that? You can't say it's corporatism or whatever the fuck, but it's still capitalism. The entire point of difference here is that commodity production has not changed in any capacity. Commodity production is still exactly the same. Whether you want to call it corporatism or cronyism, whatever the fuck you want to call it, it's still exactly, precisely the fucking same. Okay? Capitalism without exploitation is not a real thing. It's not a real concept. Whether you mean the Marxist understanding of exploitation or even the colloquial understanding of exploitation, under capitalism, there's always going to be exploitation, no matter what. It's kind of the main thing. The reality is that, capital owners, capital owners justify that exploitation. They say, no, of course we're going to get the fucking profits. Why? Because meritocracy is real. We worked hard and we played hard, and that's how we got here. And also, too, because, hey, we assume the risk. 80% of businesses fail. We assume the risk. So, therefore, we have to realize some of those rewards. A mixed market economy, or rather a social democracy, simply uses the government to rein in the unfettered capitalist behavior.
Boys and girls into NBS.
Okay? That's what it seeks to do. And some Marxists believe, or most Marxists rather, believe that a welfare state like that is actually created to extend capitalism, to make sure that it continues regardless of the natural boom-bust cycle. All of this, of course, is, yes, done at the expense of the global south, obviously. So, it's like when the left says real communism has not yet been tried. If you can point to an example of a fucking stateless, borderless, moneyless society, then yeah, I'll gladly take the fucking L on that, dude. Like, people say real communism hasn't been tried, but like, there has never been a moneyless, stateless, borderless, classless society. That's never It's never been realized. It's like supposed to be an end state that we've never achieved or arrived at. It's the only time it's happened is Star Trek, okay? Whereas commodity production, or you can make the argument that like real socialism hasn't been tried or whatever, okay? That's a more reasonable assertion. That's one that you can actually, point to. There's tangible examples of socialism being tried, and there's many failures of it, okay?
10 months let's go Brandon Pogo.
But yeah, the communist concept is idiotic. It's just like it's never been a thing ever, unless there's something has happened and I was unaware of it. Okay. So,
Ratio time.
Chatter's White actually communes in Mendo. Yeah. Bro, that F was so small I didn't even fucking notice it. Chill.
At HasanAbi we should do a poll to see how many chatters have COVID rip.
What about the caveman? Serious question. What you're talking about is primitive communism. Okay? And that, that doesn't matter at all. We're in a post-industrial age era, so it's just like unrelated to the equation or conversation in any meaningful capacity now. Anyway.
That's what we're seeing in meat and poultry. And those industries. Capitalism without competition isn't capitalism. It's exploitation.
So this is great, okay? Like as far as like pushing the needle rhetorically towards a social democracy that is still capitalist. But the reality is,
that's what we're,
as far as what we've seen from the Joe Biden administration, they have no interest in beefing up our welfare programs or social safety nets in any meaningful capacity. So it's just, once again, nothing but this, okay? As all this is. And even on the front of this, even on this side, even when we're talking about just simply talking, even those empty words don't make a whole lot of sense. Because capitalism without competition is just exploitation is idiotic. Exploitation occurs even when there is competition.
We're seeing in meat and poultry, and those industries now. Small independent farmers and ranchers are being driven out of business, sometimes.
I agree with you. Why does every book call the Soviet communist state then, and if it has not yet been tried? I mean, the Chinese Communist Party calls itself communist as well. The Cuban Party is also a communist party, but in its they readily admit that this is a final state that they try to achieve, and that they're in a transitional socialist state for the most part. That's what the fuck that is. The Chinese Communist Party readily admits that they themselves are not in a communist country. They are not a communist country at all. That they are simply a communist party trying to achieve a communist state, and trying to achieve that communist state through a sequence of, I would even go so far as say, social democratic reforms for the most part. That's what that is. And when there is global capitalism, as we all know, we live in a capitalist planet. Okay, communism lost. We live in a capitalist planet. Within that infrastructure, it is impossible to just like set up an autonomous commune. Okay, that is going to be communist in and of itself.
He said he's funny. Allah help me.
Okay, you can't have like a self-reliant, sustainable communist nation in one part of the fucking planet. It's never going to happen. That will never happen. The Amish do it? Yeah, okay, bro. Anyways,
businesses that have been around for generations. It strikes at their dignity, their respect, and the family legacies so many of them carried for generations after generation.
The only place where communism has been sustainably achieved is Revachol, okay? And then the international community, the moralists, got together and, invaded in an incredibly bloody conflict and basically bombed Revachol to oblivion, only to take it over and institute a neoliberal moralist regime, okay? The communards lost.
As high.
That is, for the record, Disco Elysium memes, okay? I'm just doing Disco Elysium memes. They're very good. It's so good. It's not a spoiler either. It's like, that's a backstory.
Love you and you Hassasi.
Okay. Yeah. The Mazovian economics, cross-Mazovian socioeconomics. I didn't hear about this in world history, not surprising from a neoliberal education. Yeah, you didn't hear about Revachol because it's not real. Okay, but won't play it on stream though. I'm getting closer and closer to potentially experimenting with it on stream, okay? Just, I need a little bit of a push.